I was looking through World Star Hip Hop the other day, and I came across this video with this Caucasian woman talking about her experiences in dating black men as a white woman. She says that she grew up in the projects and was raised by black women. You know, she had a mother in her life, but her mother had help from other black people. I guess at the time when a lot of whites start moving out of the communities that we live in, she was one of the white families that stayed. We always have the white Mike and some of the white families that stay in the community. Well, she was talking about the most dangerous thing in the world is a white woman's tears, and she was saying that if you're a white woman and you're dating a black man, you have to protect him from you at times. Y'all going through something, you get to crying and you're angry and you call the police, you can get your husband hurt real bad just because you're angry. She wasn't saying that if you're being abused, but she was just saying in typical relationships that have their ups and downs, as a white woman dating a black man, when y'all have issues, you have to be careful because everybody's going to run to the white woman with the white woman's tears. Let's listen to what she was saying in this video, then we'll come right back.
If you are a white woman and you are dating, in love with, married to a black man, I want you to listen up. There are certain things that you need to know. And I don't think this is spoke about enough. But the most dangerous thing in this world are the tears of a white woman. And if you truly love the black man that you are with, you need to know that you need to have his back and protect him at all costs, including protecting him from yourself. And what do I mean by that? My son was dating a white woman. My son is biracial. They got into an argument in public, and she started to scream and cry. And my son immediately left the scene. She was outraged. She couldn't believe my son left. My son left because my son knew that if he stayed there and this woman was crying and screaming at him, a black man, there was not going to be any questions asked. He was going to be thrown to the ground. He was going to go to jail. It was not going to be any questions asked because this white woman was crying and screaming about him. Now, I'm sure this female may have been hurt. Her feelings was hurt. She was a little emotional. However, when you are dating a black man and you're a white woman, you need to understand that sometimes your fucking feelings and your emotions have to take a fucking back seat to not cause harm to the person you are dating, that you love, that you are married to. And I'm not telling you that if you are truly in fucking danger, not to get help. But if you're just emotional, you're just pissed off, and you want to scream and hoop and holler, in public is not the time. Because that can turn out very deadly for the black man that you claim to love so much, whether you realize it or not. If you were just dating a white man and you were yelling, nobody would really pay any attention to that shit. But when people see a white woman and a black man and you're screaming, all hell will break loose. Because when white women cry, everybody responds. Even if the shit is stupid, even if it's frivolous, even if it's a lie. The most deadliest thing in this world are white women tears. I have said this time and time again. And I learned this very, very early in life. I grew up in the projects. I was raised by two wonderful black women that helped my mother raise me. So I know what I have witnessed, what I have experienced, and I know for a fact of what I speak. I learned very early in life that I could be a voice for my friends and my family because people would listen to me far more than they would listen to them. And if you listen to anything I have ever said to you on this app, if you are a white woman and you are dating a black man, you are in love with a black man, you are married to a black man, you need to know that you need to have his back and protect him at all costs, even if it is protecting him from you. Handle that shit at home if you are not in danger.
I will say this. I agree with everything that she said in this video, and that's one of the main reasons why I always talk about restoring the black family and us having to be with each other. The reason why I've been with a black woman and always dealt with black women, I've never dealt with a white woman because I remember being young, one of my friends went to jail for 3 years because he was dating a white girl, and he hooky school one time and went over to her house and they were having sex, and her mother caught her and went and told her dad. And she was so afraid, she told the police that he took the coochie. He ended up going to jail. She ended up recanting her statement. It was just a whole mess. But I never forgot that. I remember I was 17 years old. My homie Ronald. I'd never forget it. Then I had an encounter one time with a white woman. I was driving Uber like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that. And I was dropping 2 white college students off, 2 white boys off up to a frat party. And I remember we were in Manayunk out here in Philadelphia. And it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was dropping them off to a frat party. And I drove past this car, and the lady was trying to come out of a parking spot. And I drove past her car. She came about 60 miles an hour riding up the street behind me, jumped out the car and started cussing me out, calling me all kinds of black, you know what, just going crazy on me. So I turned around and said, lady, if you don't get away from me, get away from me. She said, I'm going to call the cops and they're going to come and kick your, you know what, and they're going to believe me because I'm white. The 2 white guys that got out the car, this is a true story. They walked over to the car and started fussing at her and told her, call the police. We're going to stay here with this black man and we're going to make sure we tell them that you were lying. And she was looking at them like they were crazy. She's looking at them like they were crazy. But so my encounters, the encounter that I had and just seeing what happened to my friend Ronald was enough to say, you know what I mean, you know, and the things that my auntie would tell me, just stay away from that because my auntie told me before, if you're in a relationship with these women and something goes wrong and the police come, anything can happen to you. Because we don't live in a racial utopia. We still live in a place where racism exists a lot. I mean, it's so bad that you got black men like this. Check this out.
Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
They would get up here and say that America's not a racist place, but, you know, he has a white woman, but we know that you got one time to make a mistake. The argument that you may have with Keisha is one thing, but if you have an argument with this white woman, let's just say you're a bad boyfriend. Let's just say, look, let me just say it, put it this way. Let's just say you're in a relationship with a white person and you may be a horrible boyfriend or a horrible girlfriend. And they look at you and say, my daddy told me you was the N-word. Or they get upset because they upset with you at the time and they start howling and screaming and say you hit her. Or you did this and the police come and they beat you down, or you get into a fight with the police or anything. It's just not worth the risk because the perception of black people in this country is still based off racism. We haven't got to this racial utopia where there's equality. No. So for me saying this, but this is the white woman saying this. This is a white woman from a white person's experience. She's been in that body all her life. She, as a white woman, she knows the power that she has that she can actually use. So that's what she's expressing. That's what she's expressing. So a lot of you guys out there that's in interracial relationships, listen, do what you want to do. I'm black first, pro-black. I recommend that we be with each other. We need to restore what was taken from us. But if that's what you want to do, even my brother is in one. I had the same conversation with him. The same conversation. So be with who you want to be with. If you my family, I'm gonna respect that person. But just be careful. That's it. Just be careful. It's not the same. Don't try to equate it to the same issues that you have amongst your own people. It's not the same. Because we live in a place where our skin is our sin, and it's always been our sin. So there's 2 different dynamics that we're working with. If you're going to be with the woman, be with the woman. or the man. But just be conscious of what this white woman is saying. Because she ain't telling no lies. See, you can tell me that I'm making stuff up, but you can't tell me that she telling any type of lies. But I'm going to cut this video short here. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.